question I had to ask myself is this: what makes a healthy IT organization really click? What is it about organizational health that differentiates my team from any other team in the organization, and what can I start doing on this side? You absolutely have to build and maintain a cohesive leadership team, joined at the hip. And there's two behaviors we've noticed with really cohesive technical teams. These are the teams that rock it every year. They do two things. The first thing is this: if anyone on the team has any question or any clarification, so I'm talking to Carla, we're in a meeting, and she said something that rubbed me a little wrong, or maybe I didn't understand, my default behavior is to go to her first. These people go to their peers first before they would ever go back to application or network engineering and lament what Carla said. Okay? That's number one. Number two, when they passionately debate, they come on back and they're talking about whether to go in the cloud with CRM or not, and it was a split decision. They all weighed in, they come out with a decision, they stay with that decision after they weighed in. Those were two behaviors. How many of you have been in a meeting, a strategy meeting, an architecture meeting, right? We all talk about it and we walk away with the answer. 2 hours later, you see someone in the hallway, like the chief architect, and you say, whoa, sounds like we're not going to go with Salesforce or whatever. We're not going to, because we didn't decide that. Right? I mean, that was the meeting we were in, right? And I'm in Northern California. I'm asking myself, did we accidentally eat Ron's medicinal marijuana brownies? I mean, what happened? You know, we were discussing this, but the one thing we need to do, and I had to do, was pause for a moment, 10 minutes, write down what we decided, make sure that everyone's on the same page, and then answer the second question. Who needs to know? Who needs to know? The other part of a really cohesive team is this. They create clarity. What are the most important things? And what's the purpose? Who's on point? What's this organization all about? And I think about a company called Lenovo. Anyone work with them at all? Okay. So apparently they're about 16 billion. They're about to be 18 billion. Their headquarters isn't really a defined place. They're succeeding in a very competitive market. They're all about organizational clarity. The president of the company now lives in Singapore, and the Chinese conglomerate owner is in North Carolina, right? And yet they're all about this. It's fascinating. And in addition to creating clarity, what our teams need to do is we need to over-communicate. Now, this was a challenge for me because our teams are very efficient. And how many people find all-hands meetings, sessions like that, bringing things together, more of an HR bolt-on than what we really do? And a lot of people felt that way because it's somewhat repetitive. The fact of the matter is people need to hear things again and again. And I love the way that our author explains this concept. He calls it the marathon effect. And what the marathon effect is really just a marathon. And I have to ask, has anyone ever ran a large marathon with a lot of people? Is there a marathon in St. Louis? By the way, what's the big run called? What's it called? Go. So how many people show up? Roughly thousands, right? So for us, it's called the Beta Breakers in San Francisco, and often that makes the national news because of what people wear or what they don't wear. Right? And you're with thousands of people there. And I was there for my first race. I'd been running with my wife for a while, and I had my little tag. And way off in the distance, I hear, go! And you know what happens? You wait. So you wait, and we waited for 14 minutes. 14 minutes after the starting pistol goes off, we start moving very slowly. 45 minutes into the race, I cross the starting line. And then what happens? The Kenyans win right behind you. Seriously. The Kenya national team is right behind you. Here's the thing. For your organization, you are the Kenyans. You are the Kenyans. And let me make this link, is that when you are in meetings and when you're talking about different projects or you're talking about alignment with the business or any of those things that you do, strategy or tactical, you've gone up and down and around, and you've gone all the way across the Golden Gate Bridge, and you've finished where many people in the organization are hearing it for the first time. They're hearing it for the first time, and they're just crossing the starting line. And what is the propensity of a really good IT leadership team as well as the Kenyans? You go on to the next race. you go on to the next race, because what they do is they get right on the plane and they go off to Boston. Right? They don't stick around. And that really grounded it for me, because I asked myself, how many times do I connect with everyone in my organization? Right? I had 200 plus reporting, and it wasn't a lot. Right? And so we upped the bar there. And the last one is that you reinforce clarity through human systems, good meetings,